And whenever I hit save, a couple different things are going to happen. The first thing is we're going to take all this information, and even though I don't necessarily always store it all in, or I don't source it all from outside of SharePoint, I do want to write it back to SharePoint, really more as of a tracking information. At the end of the day, we'll go and push this into our ERP system and actually process the order. But I want to allow individuals to have some insight into the product itself and the orders that are related to that as we're going through the scenario today. So what you're seeing now is a technology we have that's called ViewFlow. And ViewFlow is a visualization of the process instance. So the process, whenever it was designed, looked exactly like this. And the nice thing about ViewFlow is we take the way that you design the process and we allow you to see it in action live. Now there's lots of different parts of this process, and I'll walk you through that here really quickly. First of all, whenever we fill some information out, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and update that product order. In this case, we're going to update that SharePoint list item. And then we're going to go and assign that to a manager review. Now that manager can be inferred based upon the person that initiated the request and sent that off. We can determine that from something like an Active Directory or from some other kind of security provider, or we can dynamically look that user up, and I'll show you an example of that here in a second. You'll note that the purchase order review step happens to be blue, and the reason it's blue is because that's the part of the process where we're waiting for something to happen. So activities and events can occur in parallel or serially here with K2. You'll also notice that this purchase order, this manager order, has an opportunity to go and make a couple of different decisions around this. Could approve that, he or she could deny that, or they could ask for some rework. So again, a really common scenario request we get from customers coming off the SharePoint platform or other third-party vendors built on top of that is just a very simple concept of I need to review a task. I don't want to approve it or deny it. It's not that yes/no scenario which you're stuck with in SharePoint, but I might want a third or fourth or fifth option. With K2, you can design as many different actions as you want and allow those to all be completely dynamic whenever they get assigned. If I dive into this particular step, you can get some great context. You can see the status of the activity is currently active, when it was started, maybe how long it's been running for, or I've been talking for, who's maybe assigned to this. We can see we've got a couple different users here, and so we can do dual task assignment. We can assign it to a SharePoint group. We can assign it multiple different ways, and any information around that as well. And that process information that I was collecting and I showed you that we rolled up on that landing page, well, we can look at that at our level as well and see a couple of the different activities that are involved in there. Now, so far, we've only got 2 activities, and we need to go and action that.